right, you know what that sound means? It means there wasn't a sound. I'm just making up that there was a sound that meant it's time for the Musketeers Season 3. Here we are, the final season of the Musketeers. Feel a bit pre-sad already. Well, I'm sure we've got some good adventures ahead of us. At the end of the last season, we lost Aramis, but they went off to find Aramis. I wonder how much later we're going to pick up here, if it's going to be immediately after or there's been some time. I'm imagining it's more likely there's been some time. There's, of course, the big plot point of going to war with Spain. Keen to see how that goes, because we've had our skirmishes with Spain since the beginning, but if we're heading for all-out war, that is a whole nother beast. And, of course, we're short a villain at this point. Cardinal died off screen. Alas, just remembered that. But Rochefort died very dramatically on screen. It was a great on-screen death. No villain could want more than that. He fought to the end and then had a very dramatic, last breath. So we'll see who comes after that, because the Cardinal, what was the Cardinal? The Cardinal was strategic and controlling, whereas Rochefort was kind of passionate and brutish and violent. So I wonder what variation of villain is up next, and excited to see, where all of our Musketeers are at, and what part Constance is going to play this season now that she is married to D'Artagnan and free of mustache. R.I.P. So, all is about to be revealed. Let's do it. Whoa, that looks great. Athos leading the charge. This is quite a battle scene. Whoa. Yeah, time has passed. D'Artagnan. Whoa. They look so different with all their armor. Whoa, Porthos. Longer hair. Retreat! The war's maybe not going so well then if they're having to retreat. No Aramis, though.
Second battalion's gone. We've got nothing left to throw.
Porthos's hair's amazing.
You will hold the line at all costs, Captain. We have to take the field.
Our cannon are useless. Where's the powder we were promised?
The supply wagon did not arrive.
Getting used as cannon fodder.
The King's own regiment. Now go out there and die for him.
That is your strategy.
Return to your men, Captain, or I will have you court-martialed.
Oh, he seems like a great general. Nice bit of cape, though. Whoa, it's a dramatic look. Who's this now?
I will get you your money. I swear it.
You think you can hide from me?
Oh, Grimaud was owed some money by this general.
We need a plan.
Attack.
Huh?
Hey,
I hate it when he does that.
I hate it when he does that. Bit of an Anakin, bit of a Leroy Jenkins. These battle scenes look quite incredible. I didn't think this show would ever go to this scale. That spear toss in slow-mo. Whoa. They're just pushing forward so hard that it's working. Whoa. That's a good-looking explosion. Huh. Some of the slow-mo battle they've been doing looks a little bit uncanny. It looks really good, crisp and clear, but the way they've shot it is almost too crisp. Something about the frame rate or the shutter, which isn't really a criticism for me. It's just a thing that most shows that do a battle scene would avoid.
Spanish.
Whoa. So where's Aramis? I'll tell you that, or I'm seeing the titles that Aramis is at least still around. I'm seeing from the titles who's in. I'm going to look away just so that it's a surprise during the episode, if there's anything different about who's in there. That whole opening sequence there just looked completely, it was completely different to the whole first two seasons of the show. Very different vibe. Already reminding me a bit of Robin Hood Series 3, which was just so different to the first two. And, you know, not necessarily in a bad way, but kind of going for a different scale, a different vibe.
What will you be, Marie?
Half-ass.
Oh, I'll be D'Artagnan.
They have fans.
You won't kill me with my armor on?
Hey,
Told you not to come this way.
Well, we wanted to see the battle.
War is not a game.
he's doing what he said. Committed himself to the church.
How could you ever understand? You're only a monk.
Warrior monk. Oh, okay, that's cool. Wow. Quite a shot. Whoa. Some impressive scenes. And this soundtrack, that distortion. Now, don't tell me. He does look, you know, a bit like Athos. Are we talking secret long lost brother or something here? Is this... Oh, I thought that was King Louis for a second. I was like... Oh. I didn't know this actor.
Finish him!
Oh, no. Or do I? He looks quite... Couldn't tell from that angle.
You want to fight so badly, I can send you to the front.
What are you wearing, Treville?
Isn't there enough violence and brutality in the world without this? Emma, why have you come here?
A little innocent amusement, Minister Treville, nothing more.
Ferran.
The Red Guard and the Musketeers have always maintained a healthy rivalry.
This is the new leader of the Red Guard.
The Red Guard are all that stand between us and anarchy. Now,
Can there ever just be someone in charge of the Red Guard who gets along with Treville, who's a decent person? This is also different, and everyone's so splintered. I wondered if off-screen everyone would come back together and basically re-establish the Musketeers as we knew it.
Don't move!
There you are, Luke. Sorry if the children's play has disturbed you. We must get back to the monastery.
Hold!
They're so young and excitable. Never pay attention to anything that goes on around them. They see nothing.
I do love Aramis in this role.
Look straight ahead. Don't run.
The humble monk, suppressing all his musketeer skills.
Look, you may have no stomach for it, but there might be men left alive.
You're frightening the children.
They do look frightened. It's good acting.
With the greatest of respect, Abbot, you do not realize the danger.
Those men were not soldiers. What I saw on the road was cold-blooded murder. We cannot protect ourselves here, not alone.
We are never alone, brother. We have the best protection in the world. God.
I have given my life to God.
Yet you tend your beard as another might a rose bush. And here you are, speaking like a soldier again. I've become very fond of you over these past few years, Aramis. Your company pleases me. You've been looking for something you may never find in a life of contemplation.
He has an amazing face.
Governor Ferran must impose discipline on his men and order on the streets.
am I late? But not as late as the king, apparently.
Is this guy doing a French accent?
You were saying,
That just always weirds me out when there's one actor doing.
as long as they pay their taxes, surely their commerce is their own affair.
Even if it is extortion. Murder.
There has always been a market for that.
Well, their costumes have become more fancy. Yeah, what's King Louis doing then? He's being absent from these discussions. I'm disappointed to find that.
Come, brothers!
It's a shame this abbot thinks God is all the protection they need. You know, God does not rule out other forms of protection. They overlap, they can combine. This guy's the most morbid-looking fellow I've seen in a while.
You cannot bring weapons and gunpowder into a sanctuary of God.
This is where they want to do the trade.
I will do it myself.
Oh, Abbott. That sucks. Wait for your moment.
Get back inside.
This is not the time. Brave kid, but he needs Aramis's guidance. So selling gunpowder and weapons to the Spanish, it's quite nefarious, quite an act of treachery. I really like seeing Aramis in this mode. Cutie.
My favorite part of the battle is always its end, and there's only the dead left.
Like I said, morbid fellow.
I don't got my shoes.
Don't worry about your shoes. I've got your shoes.
Oh, adorable. Oh. Nasty. New music I like to hear.
Sounds like trouble.
They all look quite different. All of their hair is a bit longer, isn't it? I don't know how long it was between shooting seasons, but they all look a little bit older as well.
The king has
Hello.
not attended the last 5 council meetings.
Now there's a face I wanted to see.
I'm afraid the king's mind is focused entirely on our son.
I see.
And how is my little man today?
He's got a beard.
Have you defeated the Spanish?
Yes.
If only our own troops could be as effective.
It's going to take some time to get used to this look.
Chocolate. Clearly, I am expected.
Chocolat. When you say it with a French accent like that, what am I supposed to hear when everyone else in the room is speaking with an English accent?
You are so very clever.
That wig.
Surprise for you.
It's a bit sad it's gone back to that old dynamic of...
Your own little charger.
Please, Louis, you can't bring that animal in here.
Nonsense.
the king not listening to the queen, but oh well, I guess that's how patterns go.
Oh, wait there! Hold!
Good. Well done, kid. You've got the best help there is. So I assume the Musketeers came to Aramis at the end of the last season, asked him, told him the war's on, come and join us, and he actually stuck to his principles and was like, no, I'm going to do this.
It's our duty. We're soldiers.
We are also musketeers.
They've missed this, I'm sure. Much more fun than being in a battle, getting shot at by canyons. Getting shot at by canyons?
Next time I'm using the front door.
The boy we saw on the road earlier, he got away. Should have finished him then.
The way that guy's huddled on the ground is awful.
This is...
Aramis, we know.
How long's it been? Quite a while. Oh, look at their faces. A while.
This is not possible.
You still have that knack of getting into trouble, brother.
Porthos.
Porthos.
Your name's Porthos.
Porthos was
After the hero in the story.
really hurt
You were the Porthos.
by Aramis leaving. Ha! That wink.
And the...
D'Artagnan.
The stories were true.
Heroes.
Children, come out, meet my friends. Now we just need to get them to safety.
Family photo.
The Dauphin grows older and the king reverts to the nursery. I sometimes wonder which Louis is the child.
Got him.
Can you help me?
Now, this is a very different man to Rochefort.
I have a touch of the family disease. A crumbling Bourbon spine.
Louis was blessed to escape your father's illness.
You know, sometimes you don't look Spanish at all.
Sometimes you don't look like a bastard.
We must really do this more often.
That way the humor dropped out of her expression there. That was nice. I love her. Queen Anne.
Your Majesty! Take your position!
What the hell?
Majesty!
Louis?
You little piece of... He had an episode, though.
I've quite exhausted myself leading my little
Right.
soldier around on his charger.
It wasn't all pretend.
No more. No more. Philippe will play with you now.
Must I?
Yes, you must.
Very well, Your Majesty. Come on, you little Majesty.
This is a new dynamic. I appreciate it.
Was Aramis really one of you? A musketeer?
He was the best shot in the army. One of the greatest soldiers I've ever known.
It makes sense to make an episode out of this. Why do it all off screen when it's... Yeah, you can milk it.
What is it?
worth asking. She wants to know if you're a giant.
Nice shot.
I won't eat you.
Her perspective.
I'm not hungry yet.
Cheeky little rascal.
He's got a funny way of showing it.
It's good to see you again, my friend. It's been too long.
Well, that wasn't my choice.
I could not go to war with you, Porthos.
We were comrades. You had my back.
They were tight as.
God, I vowed to myself.
He took it seriously.
To us. 4 years. It's a long time. We learned to live without you.
4 years. It is a long time.
I think you're going to be needing this.
What are you up to now?
Constance's outfit is cool. I like it, and I like to see her working with Treville.
Adele, Isabella,
yeah.
Marguerite, they are all dead because they made the mistake of loving me. Even the Queen, I could not put her and the Dauphin in danger again. That's why I'm here. That's why I made my promise to God. I never had a problem with poverty, even celibacy. It was obedience I could never take to.
It's getting dark. We need to start moving. Now.
Give him time.
I don't think it'll take much time. They'll come together. They might just need a bit of action to warm up to each other again.
Luke, you go first. Help the children to the other side. We're going one at a time. Okay, wait.
I'm worried about little Luke, this brave kid. It's a dangerous world.
I am a minister of the crown.
Well, for one night, you can be a musketeer again. Going to show Ferran and his red guards not to be humiliated.
So these young bucks with Treville and Constance, they're new musketeers. They look so young and fresh-faced. I guess that's how they start. And then they become all bearded like these mob.
We have matters to attend to here. The gunpowder must not fall into the wrong hands. Head for the mountains. We will find you.
Your brothers are waiting.
You're going to pull Aramis in 2 different directions. Force him to make a choice.
The children. Bottom of the hill with Luke. Good luck.
Aramis and Porthos is, of course, the the brothers, the team that we think of. But something about Aramis and D'Artagnan, I always love. Like, they're just so, I don't know, frank with each other. They're just like, they don't, like that scene there, they didn't even have to look at each other. They just they're just so comfortable with one another. They totally get each other. They're similar, I suppose. They're similar. Back at the Red Guard. All bathing together. How's you do? Oh, lads.
Fire! Fire! Over here! This way! This way! Quickly, quickly, quickly!
A little bit of shame.
Not so cocky now, are we?
What's this about? Captain, in the future, pick on someone your own size.
Good for you, Treville. How many times have I asked for him to do something like that?
Cannot happen again.
Oh! Don't touch me!
Ooh, that crack. Oh. Nasty.
Look at us. Fit only for the infirmary.
Humanizes him.
Stay with the children. You're their protector now.
What are you gonna do?
Be a musketeer.
You get away from the children!
Luke. Yeah.
Don't move! I'll kill him.
So the man of God was once a soldier. You've been wearing a cassock too long.
You really are a musketeer.
Oh. That got me for a second there.
A bit rusty right now.
Look, I still haven't recovered from losing Dr. LeMay and Marguerite, so I'm going to be on edge for the rest of this show.
Let's get the children.
Good boy, Luke. Just classic. Oh, nice moves, Porthos. Oh, everyone's got the moves. It's just another classic sequence like this.
Spanish soldiers. They cannot be allowed to get that gunpowder.
Working together now, the old team. Whoever's in the, I was going to say explosions department on this show, good job. Pyrotechnics. They're good explosions because they're, I don't know what they put in them, I know nothing about it, but they're layered and they're filled with nice colors. The armors are pretty cool looking on the Musketeers as well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I want them to keep it forever. No, because I love their usual looks, but the armor's not bad for a bit. This could be a big boom.
Do you need help with that? Just shoot straight.
Spit and catch.
It's about to get hot!
Nice. Yeah, it's like a good mix of fire and smoke.
Now, are you gonna try and tell me that you didn't enjoy that?
Yet to find out who this mysterious fellow is. It's gonna be long lost brother or something, isn't it? The classic. Wonderful.
Thank you for what you've done.
This kid should come be a new musketeer. And this kid.
You be good now, huh?
Very cute.
So, you think we'll need 3 or 4 horses?
Good question.
I thought I understood your plan. Now you seem to be showing me another path.
God works in mysterious ways.
All the danger and excitement today, you were closer to me than at any time in all my years here. I've never felt so alive. This is what you made me. A musketeer.
You are many things, Aramis. But a monk is not one of them.
You can't argue with God.
Warrior monk was a cool little experience, though. Yeah.
Lucien.
I have what you want. Our plans were ruined by interfering musketeers.
Careful! Careful!
Drink it down, and it'll all be better.
It's an interesting scar he's got there as well. I'm sure that's gonna mean something.
I can't live with the pain.
That's awful.
But the medicine worked.
Seems like a right git in some ways, but man, I feel huge sympathy for him.
Better now.
You can never leave me again.
The 4 Musketeers. Wow, that's lovely. Whoa, they're back.
These ordnances sent over to the military supply depot at Bagneux immediately.
I'll need a fresh horse.
I had no idea. You should have sent word. Porthos.
Minister.
Minister.
You came back to us. Seems I never really went away.
It does suddenly feel like that.
Did you miss me?
Ah.
I see you have found some grown-up musketeers at last. War heroes. Not quite as impressive in the flesh.
Really? We'll see.
Paris is my city now. Cross me, and you live to regret it.
Fighting words. Like that expression on Atlas's face. Rupert Everett. It was Rupert Everett. Yeah, he looked familiar, but I don't think I've seen him in something in quite a while. So he looked older here than I'd seen him. and his wig makes him look quite different. So I couldn't be sure during some of it, but yeah, he's a great actor. So I'm excited to see where we go with this, because clearly he is the new Cardinal, the new Rochefort, the new captain of the Red Guard, the new foil in town. This was a decent start, I would say. This got us all back into the swing of things. Showed us everything we needed to see to start off a season right. And actually, I am glad that they took an episode to bring Aramis back in rather than have that happen off screen, because that was worth it. Some nice little moments there. I mean, just seeing Aramis in those very different surroundings, being quite a different person, being good in a different way. He says, he realized in this episode that God is calling him to be a musketeer, not to be a monk. But he was clearly doing some good as a monk. I mean, he was good at both. Just the deeper calling was musketeer, and I get that. And the thing is, he's such a great musketeer because he has all of those monkish qualities. The blend is what makes him so successful as a great empathetic musketeer. I've forgotten the names now, but we had the morbid-looking character throughout who we really haven't learned much about. But Athos had that one very dramatic moment, seeing him across the battlefield. Amongst the corpses, and it was very like something returning from his past. So I'm guessing long lost brother of Athos. That's my guess at the moment. We'll see. More will be revealed. Clearly, that guy has some sort of relationship to Rupert Everett's character, Ferron. Again, I'll learn these names better as we go on, won't I? But yeah, we saw what looked like something that would happen often between them at the end, with the morbid guy giving Ferron his medicines, his painkillers for his what seems like really awful chronic pains. If that's the explanation for why he's a bit of a nasty grump, then can't argue with that. It makes sense. Though of course it's still a choice. Pain and discomfort can make you more kind rather than the opposite. Yeah, just great to see Treville and Constance with their glow-up outfits working together. The war stuff, was quite a weird vibe towards the start of this episode. So I'll admit, I started to feel relieved when we were getting to the end of the episode and the Musketeers were returning home. They were all back together, and they even all started looking and behaving a little bit more like the versions of them that we're familiar with. So it started to feel a bit more comfortable at the end there. Quite a bold, ambitious episode for this show to go for that, which shows, I don't know, they must have a relatively decent budget to pull off some of those sequences. And I don't know how popular this show was when it was coming out, but it's in many places it's a rather good looking show. King Louis' fainting episode sort of thing made me a bit worried. Spoiling his little son is a funny little storyline. Queen Anne holding everything together. Bless Queen Anne. I'm really just excited that this show has kept its core cast across 3 seasons, because I actually, starting early on in season 1, I doubted that. I feel like my instinct usually with a show is to doubt that they'll be able to keep the cast the same. There's just so many factors working against that on a production, trying to keep your core cast engaged in the same production over several years. Is quite a challenge that many shows and movie series don't succeed at. So it's a treat that this show has succeeded with that sort of consistency. A lot of new kind of costumes and beards and wigs in this episode that's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. Everyone looks a bit different, and that takes time. But all in all, we seem to end off the episode back to a sort of status quo of what we're familiar with. The Musketeers back in town being Musketeers. Things have changed a little bit, but the team is back together. The status quo is, back to kind of how it was. Although, I will be interested to see what differences it makes that Treville is, acting as Minister of War and Athos is the captain of the Musketeers, and whether that ever causes some conflict, I imagine there might be something there. But anyway, that's it for this episode. The brand new season has begun. We're into it, we're off, and we'll see where it takes us. So, thanks for sharing your passion with me. Till episode 2, Tomity out.